welcome back to another week of The Take. I'm Bill Gannon.
I'm John Spinato.
Aaron Simmons.
Double A in the house. Anyway, I wanted to start off tonight's show a little more serious than just a sports talk. We got a lot of things to talk about when it comes to Super Bowl, everything, but just wanted to say I kind of disturbed over last night with the pilot from Jordan being burned to death in a I mean, it really is sickening. I hope that we start to kind of wake up in this country and see that these are things that we have to start addressing before one of our American people, whether it be a soldier, maybe it's a journalist, anything, just kind of falls under these barbarians, I guess. I don't even know what word to call them. I don't even know if that's a proper word for them. I think they're just so despicable the way that things have been going on with the way they've been treating people, and I just want to kind of address that tonight. I think it's terrible. I think that's one of the things. I thought that was the most disturbing thing. I know it was bad enough as I know they've been chopping heads off of people and all that, but to be burned alive, just see that guy being burnt inside a cage and knowing probably the pain that he went through, and then to be just kind of dumped on with a bunch of rebarb and cement and all that. I just think that's, you know, and they don't want us to waterboard these people. I'm sorry, I'm not into that stuff, but if it's going to save somebody, I'll be the first one to waterboard somebody. I swear, I really don't care anymore. I think they've kind of drawn that line, and it's time for us to kind of not take any more steps backwards. I think we draw our line in the sand and say, hey, this is as far as we're going. Time to get a game on, get our game face on. I'd like to see that. So, sports related at least.
I don't know what the game face is though for this one.
I don't know what the game face is.
If you can't find who it is, and you know exactly who they are,
yeah,
then it's time to waste them.
Exactly.
Bombs, whatever it is, our best military operations, just get in there and just get this stuff over with. Do they know exactly who it is and where they are? Because they're talking about intelligence already knows all this stuff, and they're not doing anything.
Well, I think that these guys are really hard to. I mean, they're more brazen than I think the regular Al Qaeda, where Al Qaeda's kind of spread all over. ISIS is kind of
that's scary.
We know where they are, and you know, I think that's why we should go after them and kind of just really diminish their numbers while we can.
Yeah, it's more like they've drawn that line of death back in the day when they had that, I think was it the Ayatollah, whatever it was, he kept drawing lines of death. Well, the line of death is, I think it's been drawn, and I'm sure that's what the division is. A lot of people think that the line of death hasn't been drawn, but when you start going this far, and also the fact that they make it into a big, you know, celebrity, or they gain their popularity by the craziness that they keep putting out. Maybe it's time to wake up, like you said, smell the coffee and start dropping the eggs.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's what we need to do. So.
That's probably what it's going to come down to. Show our might and show there's a reason why you know, we are the most powerful country in the world, and
absolutely.
You know,
and
we're not going to take that anymore.
No.
I mean, I think that's what a lot of people are sitting on their bar stool or sitting in their kitchen table thinking right now is like, how far can this go before we finally step it up and really make something happen?
That's what I see too. I think that's time. I think it's time we have to kind of almost, you know, tighten the belts, like we say, and just go in there and kind of show them, like you say, who's the powerhouse here, and hey, it's time to step them down a little bit and kind of ruin some of their trophy nights or whatever. So.
Yeah, that's enough. I mean, I sat there for like 15 minutes after I saw that video and thought about it. Usually you hear bad news, it just, you know, goes in one ear out the other because you hear it every day. Bad news, all this bad stuff. That was so bad to see that.
That was the line of death.
I actually had to think about how bad it really, really is.
Yeah, no, it was really disturbing.
And they think like we're all just saying in the beginning, we don't know who it is. They think they can get away with it. So
yeah,
that's where you got to stop them.
No, I mean,
you're not getting away with it.
I mean, you've seen these little terrorist attacks, whether it was in Australia, the one in France. I think that you're going to start seeing those pop up in America unless, you know, they say, hey, these guys are kind of serious, and you know, and I just don't want to see anybody in our country getting hurt, and that's a sad part. And of course, nobody wants to see anybody die, but these guys are brought to a new level, and you know, and sometimes you got to do what's right and protect ourselves instead of worrying about what, you know, who we're going to offend by taking them out. So we'll just take them out. I think it's better that way.
If we can.
Yeah.
We really got to know who it's surgically. They're all intermix with
now,
civilians.
people,
And
yeah.
Well, that's what they do to protect themselves. They use human shields and everything like
Yeah.
that. So it's kind of tough to kind of figure out where they are. But we have the best military in the world. So if anybody can do it, we can do it. I think it's time to start weeding them out, and that's just it. And start supporting our troops the way we should be. When they come back home, if they come back home and they're somewhat disabled, help them out. You know, we have to start taking care of these guys. And if they have bad leg, bad arm, bad whatever, it's time we step up and start doing things for them. So, but on a lighter note, we got a lot to talk about.
We should ease into the lighter note.
Yeah, we got to ease. It is tough.
Let's talk about the injuries in the football, at least, not the.
Yeah, the injuries in football. Well,
you saw that.
Well, the other thing I wanted to kind of talk about too, and it came out the other day, is Johnny Manziel's kind of got himself into treatment for alcoholism and maybe something else, but at least they're saying alcoholism. At least he kind of checked into that. So it's kind of it's a bummer for the Browns right now because they lose their #1 draft choice. What's your take on that?
My take is they should put Johnny Manziel on a scud, an old-fashioned scud, and send him over to the. Seriously, he's the bad news of the good thing that we enjoy in this country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to get away from the problems, but that's what we have. Is we have entertainment and we have things we like, and he just brings that to a lower note every day, or sets bad examples for our kids that we have in sports right now. That I think our boys are probably seeing that, and they can tell the difference between a joker and a serious athlete who's like not a golden boy, but a role model, a good player, someone that does a lot for the community.
Yeah.
Then you got the clowns that just get millions of dollars and just play around. They get booted out of the league and they get the bust label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they make so much at the beginning, it's like they almost don't care about it. It's like,
right, you get $20 million when you're 20 years old. Some are 20, some are 18, some are not 18. Depends what sport it is, but I'm saying a 22-year-old kid, you hand him that. Doesn't matter what his background is, he's going to act like.
He came from money, so it's not even like one of these guys that all of a sudden just got a windfall and was like, hey.
He's been going nuts before he got the money. It's well documented.
Always.
You should avoid him like the plague on draft day.
They should have.
Well, now that being said, would you go with Winston?
No.
No, I wouldn't take him either. Would you go with Winston?
No, Winston is just a ticking time bomb too. So Winston could be another Johnny Manziel.
He could end up being a great player and straighten himself out. But even a good guy like Cam Newton, he's a little bit flaky in the beginning, and you don't know if he's a fake or if he's real. He turned out to be better. Now he's going to mature as a man because he's getting older and he's been in the league a few years. So, you straighten out.
Well, I think the wake-up call's got to come to the owners, though. It seems like all it took was there was 32 owners, and one of them took them. One of them took a chance, a big chance.
And on the same team, now you got Josh Gordon screwing up again.
And now they just came out with something that I guess the coaches were getting texts on plays or something like that.
Coaches were cheating,
that organization. Now Jordan Cameron, probably their best player on the team.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be there next year. He's a free agent. That just all came out in the same day, 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah. And the Browns were actually on the up and up. They
were starting to build some pieces.
They traded away a deadbeat running back.
Yeah.
And they had flashy quarterback.
They had a lot of guys they picked
players
in the draft.
Place.
Not to interrupt you, but they picked a lot of guys in the draft.
They had 7 guys in the Pro Bowl last year.
7 guys in the Pro Bowl. So they were there. They were right on the cusp. But now you turn around, you can't count on Gordon, can't count on Manziel, and now you said their best tight end is ready to take off.
Yeah.
And you really don't have a quarterback. Hoyer's probably not the answer if you want to build a championship team.
No.
But you have other pieces around them. I'm sorry?
He's more of a great backup type.
Yeah, he's a guy that's going to come in and win you a couple games.
Don Strock maybe someday.
Don Strock, that's right.
I haven't heard Don Strock in a long time. But
Don
Strock.
Yeah,
old Donnie. No, I think we saw that with the Cincinnati Bengals. They had all those convicts pretty much on the team a couple years ago, and you just see this chemistry of these teammates, and that happened to be a bunch of thugs, and we see where that gets you. So I don't know why the NFL looks at that or doesn't look at that as far as coaches and say, when are we going to start, having guys that are role models, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's tough because there aren't a lot out there anymore. I think when you grew up and you grew up and I grew up, we had a bunch of guys you could look up to and say, they played for the love of the game. and whether it be basketball, because I look at the NBA now and I can't even watch it. There's no defense anymore. There's no, I mean, all it is offense. I just want to, and I heard
that's why Carmelo's so great.
Yeah, Carmelo should have gave him more money.
Yeah, no, he is. And you got the UConn sweatshirt on, and we just hear today that Taurasi may not play for the WNBA because her team over in Russia wants to give her the $107,000 that she makes for the WNBA.
Hey, by the way, I gotta leave.
Just keep her.
I gotta leave in 10 minutes because Dusty Hoops is on.
That's what it is. Pete's shaking his head in there. We're just kidding, Pete. No.
I know.
He's anchored to the seat.
No, that's what
problem.
it is. Yeah,
I already got reprimanded for that before.
Yeah,
no, double A's here
40
to stay.
lashes, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Wait, 15 minutes I meant.
No.
Right,
He's looking at the clock. He's like, oh.
Knuckleheads for some big wings.
Those are pretty good, by the way.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The sauces over there, unbelievable.
And speaking of sandwiches, not for nothing, Wallingford really has some of the best sandwich shops that you can.
Except they're missing one.
Which one?
Kayla Mays. Oh, man, the steamed cheeseburgers.
I don't know.
In Meriden, Ted's restaurant, and Meriden, the steamed cheeseburgers.
Oh, the Meriden,
You got to try Ferriola's steamed cheeseburger.
You got to go to Louis' Lunch now.
Louis' Lunch in New Haven for the steamed cheeseburger.
No, Todd.
No.
Todd
That's
from
the
Ferriola's.
original hamburger. I know. Oh, that restaurant's great.
Yeah.
If you want a good breakfast, Ferriola's place.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal.
Well, they got, but the steamed cheeseburgers now, because now they do lunch on Wednesday.
Toddy's got steamed cheeseburgers?
You didn't know that?
No, I only go there for breakfast and never even...
Todd, if you're out there looking, we got to get him in. Yeah.
Big shout out. Big shout out.
No, but they have the best steamed cheeseburgers now. It's awesome.
This whole town is loaded with great places.
No, it really is,
Yeah.
and that's what I was saying. Because you go to Gigante's.
Oh,
you got-
Gigante's.
Oh,
Vinny's.
they got great sandwich. And you got
Vinny's
Gigante's
Deli,
too.
phenomenal.
Vinny's
Yeah,
Deli,
Roses,
yeah.
too. Roses.
Roses.
Good.
Yeah, we love our town. Fratelli's restaurant,
Yeah,
phenomenal.
absolutely. I mean, you can.
Michael's
How about
Trattoria,
Vinny?
phenomenal.
Vinny's Deli still cranking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have Vinny on.
Oh, we should.
Should have
He's
Vinny
got
on.
the beef.
We
you
do.
know?
We should bring him
Like
on.
King of roast beef.
He really does.
Vinny.
Vinny.
I played
Vinny.
basketball
We
in
got
town.
Vinny,
I was
yeah.
on Vinny's Deli. I still got the tank top.
Oh, he's an awesome guy. That's a
He's
funny
the
thing.
king of roast beef, baby.
It is.
Uh,
And Joe Gigante, you can go down there and talk about sports any day with him. He'll
That's
tell
right.
you anything about any kind of
He was
sport.
telling me a good story just last week
Yeah.
about a kid that's playing baseball.
Yeah.
That I can get my son coached by. I was pretty impressed.
That's a good thing about Joe. Joe's a great staple for Wallingford. I love going down there, and every time I'm down there, he probably has work to do, but I'm always got his ear for a couple minutes talking about sandwiches.
I'm hungry right
Yeah,
now.
no.
that was it. These guys deliver. Maybe during the show they'll send.
I'm going down to Captain's Seas for a lobster roll.
Well, Mark Brennan, who he did a show, he did an interview with us. He used to have George from Oakdale Pizza come down and bring him pizzas during the show.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
so-
Greek-style pizza with the cheese cooked on top, and he makes great gyros,
Yeah,
too.
so he would be on for like
Oh,
an
wow.
hour, and like
Gyros.
midway through, he would do it.
The
And
pizza would come through.
yeah, and one
Wow.
thing Mark did say he was going to do, we're going to have boneless wings. I mean, not boneless wings, but we'll do buffalo wings contest between Sheehan and Lyman Hall.
I thought it was going to be between us three to get the hot one.
No, I
Get
can't.
to sign a waiver.
I can't eat the hot
Sliders, they're pretty good, too. Yeah.
I can't eat the hot wings. No. Have you ever had dirt wings from J. Timothy's up in Plainville?
No.
Oh, all right. I'm going to bring a bucket one of these days.
You want to know something great that I'm doing Saturday night, and you guys should come?
What?
Go up to East Side for some German food, get some brats and some ziggy sake. Oi, oi, oi. I'm going to drink a 92-ounce
Don't
mug.
they say tiki-tak or something like
Tiki
that?
tak.
Ziggy sake and
But it's
tiki
Ziggy
sake.
Sake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both
Ziggy
of them.
Sake's another one, yeah.
But you got everybody in the restaurant, you have to wear these funny hats in there.
Oh,
Everybody roots for you to try to get
Did you
this
do-
92-ouncer down.
Did you do the Das
Are you going
Boot?
to cheer for me? Because I'm going to gulp it.
Das Boot?
Oh, man.
That's what you're going to do?
Ja.
Friede sein. Friede sein.
Wunderbar.
Wunderbar.
Joe Vitable took my Das Boot.
9.
Yeah,
Nice.
he did. We went to Anthony Vitable. We did his birthday party there one night, and Anthony and I were doing the Das boots. I mean, they're half the size that they had on the movie itself, but we were actually doing the boot, and it was funny. And Joe took my boot. I don't know where it is. I think he broke it, but yeah.
Oh, wow.
I did do it. So
Hey, everybody out there,
can you get
come,
footage?
come down to Bayside Saturday night. You're going to have a good time.
Can you do footage? Can you get footage of you doing the boot?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll put it on next week.
We'll put it on.
All right.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll do the boot, but I'm also going to do the 92.
But I want to see you do tiki-taki.
92.
92 ouncer.
That's a steak?
No, that's
Without dripping. I'll
that
get
like-
it down.
Is that like John
man.
Candy?
John
If I
Candy.
get a dessert down on
You gotta
mine,
do
can
it
I
like
get
John
hot
Valby. The trick is you just open your gullet and you pour it right in there. Boom.
Wow.
That's it, huh? Wow.
Done. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Here's some jungle music or something.
That's the tiki-taki.
That's Captain C's calling. They want
That's,
you to...
yeah, east side.
Yeah,
they want to
they're calling
know.
you.
There is a beer out there called Ziggy Saki.
Is it?
Ziggy-saki.
Oh, wow.
Tiki taki, tiki taki, oi, oi, oi.
Well-
Straight down when you hear the third hoi.
Now we're talking
Wow.
about beer and all that. Kind of a
Beer,
little segue
yeah,
into
went
the
from
whole
food
Super
to
Bowl.
beer.
Wings, beer. We got the Super Bowl theme going on here. You
Yeah.
were right about your pick. Of course, you really weren't right because it all went the way it
All
should have
went
went.
right, then Kirschwood had a ball bounce up into the air and fall into his hands. It was all luck at the end for both teams. That was just crazy.
Come on. That's terrible. That was
That
pure
catch was-
skill.
Yeah, but
That was
Pierce was a catch, though, a real play.
Yeah, no.
This was just a botched play call.
Nope.
A botched play call. Matter of fact,
It
we should
wasn't a
start
botched
calling
play call.
Pete Carroll B. Pete Carroll.
Nah,
You know
he's
what
a
B
good
stands
coach.
for? Botch.
He's a good coach, and you
Play call.
can't hang that
Pete
on him for
Carroll.
the rest of his life.
I
Even
do.
though it will.
It will. You know
will
how
be.
that works.
You'll
Yeah.
know that.
That'll never stop.
No.
I'll tell you what, though, that play that Butler made, he was going to the spot first. Now it's all study, 100%. Just like Harrison, when Pittsburgh played Arizona,
Right.
had a 99-yard
Yeah.
touchdown run. He knew right where Kurt Warner was going with that ball.
Yeah.
Stepped 4 yards in front of it. There goes a 260-pound guy, 99 yards. Same
Yeah.
exact kind of thing, film study.
My
Yeah.
thing on Butler, though,
Yeah, that's
I
big.
thought that he was crashing first because they thought it was going to be play action, even though it wasn't play action. I think the whole stadium thought it was going to be Marshawn Lynch, and I thought he was crashing the line and just happened. Then kind of figured out. Then he saw the read come in because he did say they went
He
out.
got chewed out in practice when they
for getting burnt.
for that same play.
Mhm.
Like, he screwed it up and got picked. So when he saw the formation, he watched the guy's inside foot. When that inside foot came forward, he ran to inside the tight end, ran to the
Right.
spot. That's why his body was there first.
Yeah.
He's 15 pounds heavier than the receiver.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to study all this stuff, but I checked
He didn't
it all
look it
out.
though. He didn't look.
No, but when
15
their
pounds.
bodies hit each other,
Yeah.
Oh, the other
who
guy.
gave ground? It
Oh,
was
yeah.
wasn't a lot, but he
Oh.
knocked him down. It was just an extra 15, 20 pounds, and that one guy's on the ground.
Yeah.
Both going for the
Oh,
ball, both
yeah.
looking that way. It wasn't interference.
No.
Some people say that was interference.
Well,
No,
he did
it
get
wasn't
there
interference.
before.
He
Yeah.
knew where the ball was going.
You can't call it,
He
but
knew
he
it.
did get there before.
Based on getting chewed out in practice,
Yeah.
knowing the inside foot, he's weird. You just saw his body shoot there. Like you said, he could have been shooting the gap, waiting for a certain run, too.
Right.
But Lynch wasn't going that way.
No.
Right.
Why wouldn't you play action in that? If
There should have been a run all the way.
Should have been run all
Three
the way. I
runs.
bet if he ran off tackle, he would have scored
Best
on
goal
it.
line
Oh,
running back in
yeah.
the NFL, I would say.
Yeah. Oh,
And
absolutely.
He already got 6 yards on the first run.
Yeah. Carried like
He
5
had
guys.
3 more shots to get it in. You eat up more clock. Even
Right.
if it was an incomplete pass, you stop the clock.
Yes.
yeah,
So, but Pete Carroll did the play based on the stats. Do you know how many interceptions were made in that part of the end of the field during the whole NFL season? Every team, every game, all year,
none.
0.
0.
And if
Wow.
if you go back, it's a very, very rare dangerous play for a pick, or the worst possible scenario, the ball getting into the defensive hands. If anything, it's an incomplete pass. It hits the ground. It's a low catch for the receiver.
Right.
But he threw it high.
Russell Wilson put it up a little high.
Yeah,
High,
because
and
I mean, you know, playing quarterback, everything over the middle always low. So
Or
you
at
want
least
to throw
where he
low.
can get it.
Right. You're
Problem is,
only a
that was where
receiver.
he can get it.
No,
But
he
there was
was.
a guy coming ahead of him.
No.
He knew where the ball was going. Butler was a genius on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. It was.
If he didn't screw it up in practice, he would have probably
Screwed it up in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, but the
Everybody would've
reality
been like-
is he never should have ran that play,
No.
though. It should have been a running play all the
Should
way.
have
When
been
you
that.
got when you got a
The word
Mercedes
shoulda
Benz
though. Shoulda.
in your garage, you don't take out a Volkswagen.
There's a lot of
you know what I'm
shouldas
saying?
in that game in general.
Yeah, there
Absolutely.
was. There was. I mean, it went back
But
and
that was
forth.
a great game. It was great all the way around. It was a battle back and forth. I knew it wasn't going to be a crazy game like the Denver game. Even if some momentum went one way or the other,
Right.
New England scored first, you knew Seattle's going to come back.
Yeah.
And they're getting the ball in the second half. That's always a big advantage in the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they scored 17 straight points, Seattle did.
Yeah.
And
man,
then New
they
England
just
scored 14.
they couldn't.
But I was right about all the weapons. They were outmanned with weaponry on offense.
Yes.
Just like I said, you got a touchdown from 4 different receivers.
Right.
I thought
Yeah, they were.
Edelman played the best game out of all of them.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's a
I thought he really
tough,
did.
gritty.
Yeah.
That's another Wes Welker all the way around.
Yeah.
I thought
They got
he
him.
opened up everybody else.
And Amendola is just as gritty as Edelman, but
Right.
Edelman's the favorite of the bunch, and Amendola gets hurt more.
Well, that's why I think Amendola doesn't
He's
put
got
him.
Edelman 1A and 1B. He's got 2 more Welkers on that team.
Yeah.
That's what he wound up with. They traded kind of like they traded off the flankers for the tight ends they used to have. They used to have more versatile tight end.
They got a great tight end on the bench.
Yeah.
Right from Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
never use him.
Phenomenal. They don't need to.
They don't even
He
need
doesn't
to
even
use
get
him.
on the field.
No,
Trade
he
him.
doesn't. Now when you have 4
I'm
wideouts.
just saying they've got. He could have definitely taken the Hernandez role.
They're going to
Yeah.
trade him. They're going to get rid of him.
If they want to, they'll probably end up with Demaryius Thomas or somebody next year.
Yeah.
They reload that team like nobody in the NFL.
You know, one thing about the Super Bowl, I caught 4 bullets. We hit the first one with the botch play call, but the other one really came down to we're going to talk about the play a lot, but in the end, I think how it's going to shape up, we're going to see the brilliance of the way the Patriots really took care of this game. I mean, let's face it. Even though Seattle had a lot of guys injured, they did have a great game plan, and that's what people are going to be talking about. That we'll talk about the play. But eventually, we'll wind up talking about. In Super Bowl 25, we talked about Scott Norwood wide right. We talked about that a real lot.
Right.
But the real brilliance was how the Giants wound up controlling the game and never left Buffalo have the ball.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about how Brady just was amazing. He set the Super Bowl record for most completions in a Super Bowl.
You saw Wilson run around when he had a chance, but he didn't have a lot of chances.
He didn't have a lot of chances to move
They weren't
around.
getting a lot of separation.
And
No.
they did contain Lynch.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
the most part.
Lynch
They
for
didn't
the
have
most
to
part.
use Blunt like I thought they were gonna.
No.
No.
But
No, the big running game didn't have to come in handy. He was just so incredible with his accuracy and his passes.
I was right about those injuries too, though.
Those
'Cause
are
now
big.
Sherman's getting Tommy Johns.
Yeah,
Thomas is getting shoulder surgery.
right.
And something happened during the week, the next day, and practice on Friday. Cam Chancellor got a bruised knee.
Messed
Now
up
he
his
might
knee.
need surgery on his knee. They're saying.
Yeah,
And they lost 2 players to injury during the game, 2 bad injuries,
right.
and then 1 guy gets ejected. So that if that defense wasn't turned into a hamburger by the end of the game, I don't know what was.
No,
That was a good defense this year.
And where do you see him next year?
They're all coming back. They have to.
Yeah.
They have to get Wagner signed.
Right.
And there's 1 good interior lineman. I forgot. That's really important. But the most of that defense is intact. They got him
We
signed
got
up.
Bennett.
But
Bennett
Russell
will be
Wilson's
back.
going to get his contract then.
Irvin was
Yeah,
the
Lynch is
guy
getting his too.
who made
Lynch
it.
won't come back.
No, did you see the contract talks? They want to keep him a Seahawk for life,
Mhm.
even through all the BS. They, you keep
Well,
hearing
he's a great back.
They're going to lock him up.
He's a
Yeah.
great
That
back.
was in the news a
I
couple
like
days
him.
ago.
I think he's
I
a
was
good guy.
surprised to learn that the Patriots were younger than the Seahawks. But based on their averages,
Yeah, it seems like
the
Seahawks are still a
Patriots
young
have
team.
younger players.
Want to know another crazy stat?
Yeah,
And Brady did this.
yeah,
Nobody scored 4 touchdowns on this page that Seattle defense.
right.
4 touchdowns, plus field goals or whatever,
Yeah.
since 2010.
Wow.
Nobody. There's been three touchdowns, a couple field goals. Somebody scored 30 points on them,
Right.
but nobody's put that ball in the end zone 4 times on that defense since before there was a Legion of Boom.
Wow.
Yeah, but that Legion of Boom that's
It was really decimated.
yeah. I mean, I
mean, you
I
think
didn't
about
talk
Earl
about
Thomas.
defenses.
You can go up and down the whole thing. Earl
Yeah.
Thomas, the other guy who got hurt was Lane, right?
Broke his arm.
Yeah, and Sherman and Chancellor. I mean, it's 4 guys,
Yeah.
the pillar of the whole thing, just
But I said it
disintegrated.
was like hamburger by the end of the game.
They were
No, it
hamburger.
was.
And then
It was
Irvin got
over.
ejected.
But you don't think the 85? I mean, like they were saying, like the 85 Bears. I mean, with a 10-point lead, do you think they were going to give up 10 points?
No, but you
No.
take out Richard Dent and give Mike Singletary an injury and Fensick. They need injuries to decimate that defense.
No.
Seattle
Yeah.
maybe isn't at that level of the Bears.
Or
That was-
Baltimore, that Baltimore defense.
Wilbur
was
Marshall.
gonna-
Right,
and
How
they
about
were
Wilbur Marshall?
Wilbur Marshall was one of my favorite players.
Me too.
I
Yeah,
liked
the
him.
other
good.
LT.
He was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
I liked
Yeah,
him. He was like
Wilbur
the
Marshall.
unsung
With that big
LT.
neck roll
collar,
on.
yeah.
58, picking it and taking it to the
Oh,
house.
he
That
was
was LT 2.0 right
Oh
there.
yeah,
I know.
gotta
Yeah.
love Wilbur Marshall.
Me too.
And he went to
Yeah.
the Redskins.
Oh, that's right. You know
Yeah.
who I really like from them that's pretty funny on TV? LeVar Arrington.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
a good
was
guy.
good
Cool.
from
He's
Penn
a neat
State.
guy.
Yeah, yeah.
He was a great one. When he came out of Penn State, you know who I wanted to get on with Junior Seau? I was like, get him. They didn't pick him.
Yeah.
We had 2 of the We got Trent Williams and him back to back, because I think we had 3 and 4 picks that year.
Yeah, that was a nice looking deal that year, but they didn't pan out.
No,
They didn't.
LeVar kept getting hurt.
He got hurt.
right.
What do you think of Okafor?
I like him a lot.
Arakpo, I mean.
Yeah, Arakpo.
Arakpo,
I know who you're
yeah.
talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's one that's starting to
Brian
get.
Kerrigan's awesome.
Starting
too.
to get those injuries,
Kerrigan.
though. Arakpo starting to get the injuries.
You know who I was talking to somebody who was a Redskins fan at the Super Bowl party. It was Sean Taylor.
Yeah.
How what a great safety he really was and was gonna be.
That's what started killing us. Cause
I'm just saying that Sean Taylor
That
was
was brutal.
that was a
so
gap
bad.
to lose. I mean, we had a solid guy in the backfield, and all of a sudden you lose him, and
Yeah.
now the draft choices were going after safeties like him that were, one of those things that you can't
Landry,
replace us
though.
with.
I thought
Landry's
Landry
good.
was gonna be something else.
Yeah, he was good for a
Yeah,
couple of years, but
He was.
I don't know.
Now, teams, and that's the other thing I was going to point out, too. Every team that winds up winning multiple Super Bowls, they get the breaks. That's how
Yeah.
you win. I mean, it's all
You need
just a
'em.
fact of life. You need them.
Yeah.
The Patriots only played in 2 Super Bowls where the spread was 4 points or more. The Giants, when they lost 21-17, and this one when they won 28-24. All the other Super Bowls were 3 points. They lost to the Giants by 3 points, and they lost they won the other 3 by 3 points, and 2 of them were last-second field goals.
Yeah.
So I mean, every team just needs a break, and they take advantage of it, and they wind up winning. I mean, the Patriots got a break. The coach made a real bad play, but they were there to squelch it,
Yeah.
intercept it. But in other Super Bowls with the Tyree catch and then the Mario Manningham catch, they were bad, just bad luck there. And then the other ones, though, there was always something freaky that went on in those other 3 Super Bowls that they won. I think if we think back, we'll put our
Come up
fingers
with
on
those
them.
things. Probably cheating.
Yeah.
I would say. Spygate.
They had cameras.
Just so happen to have the cameras on.
Texting and stuff.
The only thing, and
Airball.
and talking
all
about
kinds of
that,
stuff.
no, yeah, but it was,
There's so many gates going on. It was almost like a Stargate.
Yeah.
well, did you see
Son
the,
of flubber they had on the field.
it was, New York Times had I think it was How Cheat It Is.
How
Instead of How
Cheat It-
Sweet It Is. They
How
had
about the New York
cheated.
Post with Giselle and Tommy on the cover?
Yeah.
Tommy, why are your rolls so soft?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was in
What'd
the
she say?
beginning. That was during the week. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Why are they so soft?
They are. I don't know
That's
what
it.
it is.
Because they deflated them.
They did.
Yeah,
They
who
lo-
deflated
they
them?
cheated.
That's what you want to know.
Why didn't he, when he was on with Bob Costas, say he had nothing to do with it?
Because, like I told you, every quarterback has them done a certain way, and that's that. And they just got picked on because they won.
Well, they got
The
caught.
Ravens were pissed. They're like, we're going to tell you a secret.
We're going to tell you a secret.
And the Colts were pissed.
Nah,
Went
that's the
after
same
him.
sour grapes we heard about Mangini. Everybody films it. There's no such thing as Spygate. Everybody steals
It's what you
everyone's
heard, but
signs.
it's true. Other NFL teams want advantages too, where they can like trim a little around the edge. There's not one cheater out of 32 teams.
I didn't read it, but what's this Arthur
kidding me?
Blank saying? He said he's upset with his team for something. I didn't see
Oh,
that.
the sound.
The sound?
They were
Miami
saying-
Sound Machine.
They're
was
saying
in
that.
it.
They're
Yeah?
saying that the
Stadium.
Falcons are piping in music too.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
okay.
not music, loud noise.
Loud, fake crowd.
Yeah,
noise.
like 12th man type stuff.
Ah,
Like they
just-
turn up, they go.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So you
Put
can't
a
hear.
little extra there.
Yeah, that's it. Probably just echoing, reverberating what the crowd's doing. That's probably all they're doing. I mean, ask any great sound man. I'm sure they'll tell you how they do it. But
They
that's
go like this. They say, "Testes 1, 2, 3."
why can't they just put microphones in, like underneath the seats like wrestling does? They put the microphones
do
underneath,
that
yeah,
too,
they
yeah.
put them underneath the mat so when somebody slams somebody it sounds worse than it really is.
You know, it'd be really
Right.
funny.
What's that?
Men of 70,000 fans all brought a whoopee cushion to the stadium.
All
sat down at the same time. Wouldn't that be funny?
That would be funny.
that would be fun.
That would make the Guinness Book of World Records.
That
You
would
guys
be
are
good.
cheating. That's too much sound. Do it right when the quarterback says, Omaha.
Splatter all over the place.
Well, we had
That's
Mr.
funny.
Yankee on here. I wonder what he would think of that.
He'd think that was Aaron's antics.
That would be. That would be perfect. So, oh man.
Nah, that's what's going on with Arthur Blank and his Atlanta Falcons. Now they hired Quinn though. That was the big thing. The coaching.
Oh, that's
shifting.
something that's going to
Yeah.
be big for next year. You guys are saying how they're going to be next year?
Yeah.
That's pretty huge
That
to
is
change
pretty
it.
huge. That's
They're
going to be
become
tough
a,
on
They're going to
Seattle.
become a top 10 defense instead of a number 1, I bet you.
Yeah, they will. The Seattle
They'll be tough
will take.
at home,
so you're
and
saying
they'll probably
Seattle,
get beat up on the
Seattle,
road.
You're saying Seattle's going to take a hit because they lost the defensive
Yeah,
guy.
and I had them this year, like in fantasy. I watched them every single game. I had Russell Wilson, and they weren't anything special all year. They didn't give me any special points. There was no big returns all year. Nothing. They weren't getting the turnovers.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, they got better. That's when I needed them too. But
Right. Yeah.
you know what else I noticed from the Super Bowl and from this year? I had Wilson. I watched every Seattle game religiously this year. This kid Matthews.
Yeah.
Is it Matthews?
Chris Matthews. Yeah. I know.
I mean, I had Doug Baldwin. You know, I had players that I was watching who was getting injured, and then they had Richardson get hurt, and Matthews still wasn't on the field. Comes in the Super Bowl.
I know.
That was an ace in the hole. That's the kind of thing that should have won the game. It
Should've
pretty
won the
much
game.
did, besides one play.
Right.
This Matthews kid.
Yeah. He was amazing.
And I know about this team. Nobody saw that coming. I didn't, when I'm naming off all these great Patriots receivers, did you hear me say, oh, they got Baldwin and Curse and Matthews?
Well, he hadn't caught him
we didn't know.
He was one of the, what was it, the fourth player in Super Bowl history to catch his first pass in the
And that
Super
was
Bowl?
no fluke either.
Yeah.
That was he's prototypical 6'5",
Yeah.
great hands, laying himself out, getting open, knowing how to use his body to move another guy.
Yeah.
Acrobatic catches. You think he's not going to be big next year?
He's got a shot. He's got a shot.
Fantasy sleeper for you for next year.
But you don't know, because some of these guys just
disappear.
Flash in the pan.
Yeah, flash in the pan.
Like this Redskins running back one time that set a record in the Super Bowl.
Tim Smith. Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
204 yards, and he never played again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But we did have Riggins. And we do have Alfred Morris.
Oh, rev up the diesel.
Rev
Rev up the diesel.
I'm going to get you a feather hat.
Great play that
Would you wear the
was.
feather hat?
Yes.
Yes, good. We'll get
And I'll
you
wear the piggy's outfit too.
the hogs.
Yeah.
Hogs ate it up that time. That was
Buenos
a great.
dias. Looking pretty good there today, buddy.
That's
looking
not bad.
real good.
Well, the thing you really wanted to talk about is the Belichick kiss with his daughter.
Yeah.
That was
Prankster.
Can't
believe
believe
it.
his daughter.
Terrible.
No, we didn't.
You didn't see that?
No.
Oh.
It wasn't that bad.
No.
No. It wasn't that. They're making a
That
big
was the
deal about
immaculate reception.
I don't know what he was trying to do. Trying to take her tonsils out. Maybe it was
I
a
didn't
tonsil
see it
like
at all.
that.
What are you talking about, the kiss?
Everybody's on him about this kiss. Him and his daughter. I guess at midfield or whatever, there was a kiss after the game. He kissed her right on the lips, and now they're saying, they don't know what to think of it.
Maybe she passed him a microchip or something for the next, like, Spygate or something.
It's probably something like that, or the little pin from the balls. For the
That was
needles.
it. She was sliding
Yeah.
in.
That's where it comes.
That's where
like
it was.
Give him a file in the cake when you're in jail. They had to think of some slimy stuff.
No,
Oh,
they
Bunch
did.
sure.
of cheaters.
They've been all over. They are cheaters.
No.
They're finally going to own up to it.
They're the champs.
Cheers.
They're champs, but they're
Chumps.
cheaters.
They're the
Chumps.
champs.
Cheers.
It's going to come out that
And by
they're
the
cheaters.
way,
Yeah.
5 years in a row,
Yeah.
going back to 2 giant Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I told my uncle who to pick in each one of these games,
Yeah.
and he always asks me every year because he doesn't play fantasy or anything, and he knows I know stupid stuff like injuries and little innuendos about the season.
Yeah.
I picked it right 5 years in a row, and he's put at least 2,500 down every year.
Oh my
You know how I
gosh.
felt in the fourth quarter this time?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, no. I was in a bad mood. My wife always goes against me no matter what I'm rooting for. So she's like, she got so mad when that ball got. She said the same thing. Why did you throw it? Why did you throw it? She didn't even watch football.
Anybody see? Everybody knew
Hi,
it was a botch play.
That's it.
Carroll, botch
She
play.
threw something. She got so mad.
Everybody got mad.
I know. It was frustrating for either way. Even like the
Yeah.
Patriots fans didn't even know what to do. It was like a 10-second pause. Did that really just happen? They had to wait to
I
cheer.
know.
Like,
Well, I couldn't understand why they weren't
Is it
calling
interference?
timeouts.
Does he have the ball?
I
Yeah,
couldn't
the
get
Patriots
that.
didn't call timeouts.
They didn't
What's
call
your
any
answer for
timeouts.
that?
I was like,
I know. That was one of the nuttiest, incredible things that's ever happened in the Super Bowl.
it's like crazy. It was like,
I mean, you
this-
would think
why
you'd
wouldn't
want
you
to
save
slow it
time?
down, save
Yeah.
time, because if they could
It was
score,
just
even if they
between the
score a field
miraculous
goal,
play,
they
the
can-
bad
they wouldn't
call,
score a
there's
field
so
goal. They
many
had to score a
things in one
touchdown.
thing.
but at least they could come back and
yeah,
try it. I mean, at least
so-
get to, a couple plays, get to the 50
Right.
and toss one up for a Hail Mary at the end of the game.
Just-
I didn't
yeah,
understand
Just
that.
toss
Yeah.
off.
That's it.
Toss
No,
off.
let it
Muscle
fly.
pop.
Mom, I never tossed off to anything. I was in the bathroom
Just the sound.
combing my hair.
That's
What was that? Eddie Murphy too, a tossed salad? Is that him? You ever
Yeah.
heard that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
He
that-
tossed
it's
the
like-
salad.
That's pretty funny.
What's the one with Cameron Diaz?
Did you ever?
Yeah,
Something about
something about
Mary.
Mary. Yeah. Where'd it go?
Ben Stiller.
That was a good one.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Oh. I don't know where.
It was
I
like the man from Ealing. He looked up at the ceiling.
No limericks tonight.
Went like a trout.
Yeah.
He stuck his mouth out.
Barnable Bill.
No, we can't.
We're gonna sing
You
Barnable
can
Bill.
fill in the blanks. We'll have to have like
Barnable.
ad libs. Or mad
Yeah,
libs.
we
What are they?
should.
Mad libs. Yeah. You know, you fill in the blanks. I don't know. It could be dangerous with you.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
You guys know that Hey Lottie Lottie?
Yeah.
All those
Yeah,
songs.
John Valby, are you kidding me?
Hey
Yeah,
Lottie Lottie Lottie.
Yeah, John Valby at Toad's Place is
John
always a good
Valby,
show.
that's right.
Yeah.
He was at our, who was it? Not John Valby. John Morgan, I think, was at our party for when we graduated from college.
Yeah.
So food fight broke out. The whole place got trashed. He kept egging everybody on. Dump beer on the person next to you. Dump People started dumping beer on one another.
Don't do that at East Side, everybody.
That was
Just come on
nuts.
down for a good old brat and some
Yeah,
kraut. You know
don't
what I'm
invite
saying?
John Morgan.
What time are you going there?
I say let's kick it off at 5 or 6.
That's early.
It's supposed to snow, so
Oh, yeah. That
Let's
makes
get in
the
there.
ride home more fun.
That's it.
yeah.
Tick-tock.
Wow.
For some tiki-taki? Doesn't that sound fun?
Huh?
Tiki-taka. I always
wasn't
thought
bad.
East Side would be a cool place to go.
Yeah.
Well,
I
like
never
said,
went there. Have you ever
mostly
been there?
German.
Only
I never
been
been
once.
there.
Only been there
I
once.
only hear
You know
about
what?
it and see it, and everybody's telling me what they do there and what they have there.
Yeah.
Whether they give you like big hats and stuff when you walk in. So I'm excited to do it. I've been dying to go there.
But my waitress, she
Go.
was Polish. She wasn't German.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's
'Cause I
a
heard her
Polish
talking.
town, though.
Yeah,
Britain
no,
a
it
very
is,
Polish community.
New Britsky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'll tell you what though, if you want some really good kielbasa, go to Philippex over by Seppa Field in Meriden.
what about
Phenomenal.
Rose Souls?
And Chapigas too, phenomenal.
Rose
There you
Souls.
Phenomenal. No
Phenomenal.
way.
Phenomenal.
No,
We're talking food.
phenomenal.
It's the Food
That's right,
Network
I'm hungry
tonight.
I'm not plugging any places, I'm just starving. Let me tell you.
You're hungry?
Yeah.
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 My
So,
sister made me a ham tonight.
Come on.
Yeah.
ham.
Ham. I got potatoes.
Did you
Yeah.
eat already?
Most of it. Not all of it. I had the macaroni, but I'll eat the ham when I go home.
Alright. And then save some for tomorrow and have ham and eggs.
Ham and
Green
eggs.
eggs.
That's right.
Ham.
Yeah, and some sausage.
Little A's probably laughing at that one.
No, he
No?
doesn't like his dad anymore. He's a teenager now.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he used to think I was funny. Now he's just like,
you're still funny.
well, to adults, not to kids. They're all serious now. Dad, you're acting like a fool, you know?
You made me laugh last week with that picture.
Wasn't that
We
a
were
good
leaving
one?
the show. That was a great picture.
Yeah, we're going to start putting up random photos pretty soon.
Yeah, it's tough.
Uh,
but
We
we
had a good one.
spice it.
I saw this, like, crow thing.
that's what got me when you said you know, crow sitting on his
Like a
head.
crow on his head.
It was like, oh my god, I couldn't stop laughing.
I know, there was some guy, and he was at the store, and he had this thing on his head, and it was, like, long and feathered. It looked like a black duck or something.
Oh, you
I
showed
looked
us
over,
that.
like, what is that?
You showed us that.
I triple kicked
Oh yeah,
it.
you saw
Yeah,
it.
I
Yeah.
saw that.
I had to look at it like 3 times. Finally, I just said, I can't keep staring at this guy, so I stuck my phone over and took
Oh.
a click shot. And I looked at it and said, holy crap.
Wow.
It was this, like, alien or something
It
glued
was
on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was at the rug doctor's.
Fell into some tar and feathers.
I think
It did look like tar.
You think he needs that thing that you need to rent to put the carpet in? That little.
The Popeil?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put it
Ron
on in the
Popeil
morning.
sells them. No, it's a knee board for kicking in carpet.
Yeah, but he probably needs that to get in the morning, huh? Instead of a
Yeah.
comb.
He has to, like, hit that thing. Staple it right on.
That's so bad. That's
I
funny.
think they just glue it.
How do you keep that on? What if it's windy?
Then you flap. You
Flappers.
flip your lid.
Oh, man.
Oh.
I don't know. You just got to go all natural, and then you're cool.
Yeah,
That's what I say.
that's it.
It's not worth with the cover up, you know? It's not covering up for
You
deflated
don't use
balls.
the Popeil either. Psst. like what's his name? Bruce Jenner. You
Oh,
see him on all
yeah.
the Enquirers and stuff.
Oh my
If
God.
you're walking in the grocery store, you look over. He has like this thing in the middle of his head, and he spray painted it black. It's like a triangle.
What's he gonna do now, though? Who's gonna have him come talk?
Yeah, right.
And this has been bothering
Remember how
me.
awesome he was and how much you looked up to him? Like before there was,
The
Michael
Kardashians
Jordan, or
and all
before
Yeah,
there
he
was
was one
Carl
of the
Lewis.
original ones. Yeah.
He was the decathlete. Like, what a awesome athlete of the whole country. He was like second only to like Muhammad Ali or something
Right.
in the
Yeah,
late
he was
70s.
Back
way up
then, you
there,
had
I
like
know.
Mark Spitz, the swimmer, and then you had Bruce Jenner, who was the track and
Yeah.
field.
He was on the
and
Wheaties.
Carl Lewis,
Yeah, he
all
was
those
on the
guys.
Pretty
Wheaties.
much
It was
going
like
through the
Yeah.
Wheaties guys.
all those guys, yeah. And then all of a sudden, I don't know. Well, George Foreman won, didn't he? He was the one that won.
Yeah, I was watching a video of
Yeah.
Ali knocking him out and how much he wiggled when he got hit and like didn't want to go down, but he was like flailing and flipping and it was like equilibrium.
Yeah.
Or like Mike Tyson would say, equilibrium with all punched out. He flailed himself across the ring and boom!
Yeah.
Foreman was awesome. You know, he was
I love
so
Foreman.
Remember he knocked Joe
Yeah.
Frazier up in the air? You
Yeah.
ever see those punches?
Yeah.
Knocked
That
him
was-
up in the air.
That's where Rocky got that idea to like jump when you get hit.
Yeah, jump
Only
when you hit
overdo
it.
it.
Yeah.
Well, what was it? Chuck Wepner was the fighter that
Rocky took from, yeah.
from Muhammad Ali, because he went the distance with Ali, but
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of Rocky was really his story. So
And Webner was chasing after him for all the years that he was
He wants
alive.
royalties.
He wanted
Yeah.
royalties.
Chuck
on
Wepner?
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
Remember
that?
Chuck Norris? He was cool too.
Chuck Norris was real cool.
Texas Ranger.
I like
No,
Chuck.
go way back. Like
Oh,
those
fucking
movies he was in, like the Octagon and
Oh,
those,
yeah,
those karate
yeah, yeah.
movies. In the
Missing
late
in
70s.
Action.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
and
80s,
now he's all painted up and
Oh yeah.
stuff.
I like Delta Force. Was probably my favorite with him.
Force.
You
Those
remember
are good,
Delta
but
Force?
when you watch those now,
Yeah.
boy, are they cheesy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
we have like such good like war movies and graphics, and Rambo came out and
Yeah, but the only thing is the stories are better. The story
Stories
is
are better.
better.
It keeps
I
it more
know that you
compelling,
kind
you
of
know?
lose the
Yeah.
the CGI, but
no,
the story
what I'm
itself is
saying is
better.
there's like serious war movies like Platoon or something,
Yeah.
Uncommon Valor, where it was
Well,
just
yeah.
better than Chuck Norris was like more for like how many people you can kill. Then Rambo came out, it's like how many bodies can you drop in 5 minutes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then Stallone came out and trumped him. Not Stallone. Arnold came out
Right.
with not Predator. That was one too. But
Well, they used to think
Commando. Remember
Commando.
Yeah.
How many
that
bodies
was the
can
other
you kill within the 2-hour period of the movie? You know,
one.
Do you know what?
600.
You know what movie
Body
won
count.
back then?
Collateral
Body counts
Damage
back
is
then.
another one. Yeah.
You know what movie it was? Worst
What?
body count back then?
Which one?
I don't know if you guys know that.
No, I don't know.
It's a war movie
Which one?
in essence, but Red Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, had the
Really?
Red
It showed
Dawn
more
had the
bodies
most
flying.
kills, than any other movie back in the day. But
I've seen the original Red Dawn like 3 times in the last year.
it's so
or
much
two.
better than the remake.
Yeah.
The reboot was terrible. I thought it was god
Wow.
awful.
Funny how
Yeah.
many stars were in that movie.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
were.
was that the Gene Hackman one or no?
No, that was with Patrick Swayze,
Yeah.
C. Thomas Howell,
Oh yeah,
Leah
yeah.
Thompson, I think it was.
Charlie Sheen in it.
Charlie Sheen was in it.
Yeah,
The only
I
one that I
remember.
think trumps that one is Outsiders. Outsiders had, I
Yeah.
mean, how many guys were?
Not all of them.
All
the
of them.
whole original group was in there, right down to Tom Cruise and the
Yeah.
same,
Yeah.
same guys we named,
Matt
Ralph
Dillon.
Macchio.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
they were
Just
all
keep
there.
flowing.
Do it for Johnny.
Leif
Yeah.
Garrett was in there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that West Side Story.
One of them.
Yeah, the Outsiders was good. Pony Boy and
Oh yeah,
Johnny Boy, Johnny Cakes. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
that was a good movie. Well, you were talking about that. Now we could segue over because To Kill a Mockingbird. Now you have some
Yeah, that's
interesting
right. Yeah, Harper
news on
Lee.
that. Yeah.
Now Harper Lee's the author of To Kill a Mockingbird, and everybody wondered if she'd ever write another novel. And I guess what happened was the old manuscript was found that gave her the groundwork, if you will, to set up the Kill a Mockingbird story. I guess she wrote a story beforehand,
So like a
never
prequel?
published it, like a
Yeah.
prequel,
Yeah.
and nobody ever found the manuscript until recently. So now that other book is coming out, and it's going to be published within another 3 or 4 days, I guess it is.
Wow.
So a lot of people that, I mean, I don't know if any of you guys read that book in your time, but Kill a Mockingbird and all those characters are all laid out. You know, Scout, what is this, Atticus, a couple other names that are in there that'll ring a bell. But all those people were laid out, and she was talking about all of them, and then finally everything comes to a head in To Kill a Mockingbird, and
Oh.
that's the way the whole thing was laid out. But she never found the manuscript for some reason enough before to publish that, but she wound up publishing the next thing. She's 82 years old now.
Oh,
Harper
that's
Lee.
wild.
And you know, it's still written, from what I understand, through the girl's eyes. You know, Scout, the little girl,
The leading character.
yeah, the leading character, yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know, it's just something that
Yeah, it's different. Yeah,
that
because
reached up and
it's
grabbed
actually
me.
one of those things that's coming out that at least the original people are almost involved in it.
Right,
You know?
exactly.
I am looking forward to the
Curious.
new Star Wars, and I think it's going to be a different take. But I guess George Lucas wrote these a long
What's your
time
take
ago.
on that?
Yeah,
Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Different take?
Different
take.
take.
No,
Good take.
I
Are we
want
on
it to be
the
better
same
than the
in show?
prequels that they had beforehand, because
Yeah,
I
they
thought those
kinda
were
blew it.
terrible. Oh, those were
Yeah.
god awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like Darth Maul. I thought he was cool. I could live with that. There was a couple of scenes I liked when Yoda fought with the lightsaber. I thought that was
Yeah.
pretty good, but I just think all in all they weren't that good. I think they could have done all that with one movie and had said, "Hey, that's pretty
It's
good."
almost like
Yeah.
trying to make more Jaws again.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Seriously, the first couple of Star Wars,
yeah,
when we were little,
Yeah.
I mean,
they were amazing.
and try to make new ones that we like better, you have to do something for the younger kids that didn't see it.
Right.
More, you know, animation and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's probably, if we had that back then, we'd like it as much as we liked the original Star Wars. Because you look back at Star Wars, it was kind of not cheesy, but it was the best that they had in the movies
the
at the
time.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
But you-
even Jaws, from that matter. I mean, the first Jaws
Yeah.
scared the heck out of me. I don't know about you
No,
guys.
it got the whole country and the world for that
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Nobody went into the water. All our parents were telling us about it, and we weren't allowed to see it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like everybody's throwing popcorn and soda on each other and stuff, and that's what you heard it from everybody. And we're all at the beach. I'm not going in for 4 feet.
The funny thing was the shark didn't even work. The jaws that they used, the mechanical shark
Right.
in Jaws, didn't work. And actually, Spielberg did something that actually turned out better. Is he used the
Puppeteer. We had two guys pushing up on the lower.
yeah, no, they did, but they actually he went with the what you don't see is almost just as scary as what you do see. So there was
Right.
parts in it that they filmed where
Oh, yeah.
from the shark's take and then looking down and
That's
just
why
did
he
his
had
take.
to resort to that.
That was
though.
his take.
You're right, though.
Yeah.
You're right, Bill.
That was
That
his
is
way of
what
looking up
happened.
at the
Yeah.
girl.
Always looking up. Remember that? That
Yeah,
whole
the
thing
first
about the
scene
water?
of Jaws was the most classic of all time.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
dark, swimming out in the water, and there's just something coming up, and it takes a long time to get there.
Yeah.
And it was the music that
Yeah.
really
Yeah, that
did
music.
it. The music did it way
John
more.
Williams back then, yeah.
That was
Even when it was
scary.
going through the seaweed in the beginning.
But then you see the
Yeah.
girl just like bob once, and
Yeah.
then you're like,
A little
something got her.
nibble.
And all of a sudden she starts going back and forth, and yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
That
am-
was it.
I still watch it every time.
I do too.
Isn't that funny? It's like a Christmas story.
Oh.
You
Yeah,
watch
right.
it
Over and over and over.
again.
I was just
So
thinking
for
about
24 hours, you're still
when the
looking
father
at
blows a tire, and he's like, blowout.
Yeah.
And then when when the dogs with the bumpuses,
it. Bumpus.
yeah, they eat his turkey, and he just goes onto the steps, and he can't even get it out, and he's like stammering, he's like,
Yeah, he can't talk.
I can't say it on TV.
I might
Well, he
get
did.
about turkey too, though.
You are?
Oh, it's good.
We just had
I'm
turkey.
hungry,
man.
man.
He's a hungry guy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go get myself a turkey and roast it tonight.
the whole turkey.
I don't. He's going to
A
wait
little
all night
roaster,
for
yeah.
it.
A little
Fry it in
roasted.
peanut oil. It'll be done quick.
Deep fry it, huh?
Oh,
quick
yeah,
like a
that's right.
bunny.
Fried
Yeah.
and back, yeah.
So-
Right.
It's not bad.
That's right. I'll be in turkey for a week.
Oh, jeez.
So you're like the father from the turkey
Sorta.
junkie.
Turkey
Yeah.
junkie. That's what his father
Certified
was. Yeah.
turkey junkie.
All right.
Certified turkey junkie. That's right.
So Thanksgiving's a really good holiday for you,
Mhm.
right?
That's right.
You would have liked the restaurant that I work at. I give him a shout out. Confetti Restaurant at the Thanksgiving time. 3 different kinds of turkeys. You can get them fried, roasted, or traditional.
Really?
Yeah.
He'd probably take one of them all. Do they have duck there? Like the guys
They
from
have
the end of
duck,
the...
they have
one
duck,
arm
but
off.
not with the head.
It's staring,
Not
it's
with the
smiling
head.
at me. Remember he
Chinese
said-
turkey.
It's smiling at me.
You sing, you sing, you sing.
Fa la
Rah, 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 rah,
Fa la 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 la.
No, not rah, 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 rah. La, 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 la. Go make food.
Peter
Go-
Billingsley was the best in that movie. Though.
Oh, yeah,
Just-
was
funny
good.
I
guy.
can't believe he never became anything more than that. And
Nah.
he didn't have to,
He
really.
didn't have to, yeah.
But that's for a child actor. It's probably the best of all time ever. As
Oh,
far as
yeah.
the faces he made, the things that he said, the way that he said it,
Right.
it's unbelievable.
He was.
Right down to the rosy cheeks and the icicle.
Nah, it was good. But think of the royalty checks he's getting, because they
If
play
he
it
does, he's
24
probably like Todd Bridges or Gary Coleman or
Oh.
something. Who knows where he ended up?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about
No,
him.
he's in the
No.
theater. Matter of fact, last March I went and I saw the house because it was right near where my relatives live in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So I went into the Christmas Story house,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's like this whole village. It's not a village. It's like 2 or 3 houses, but they have the little shop where you can buy all kinds of Christmas story
Peter
stuff.
Billingsley is there.
And Peter Billingsley's whole life story is all laid out.
Where is
Tells
he
you
now,
what he's
though?
doing. He's in the industry still.
He's
I
in
think
Ohio?
no, he's in Hollywood.
But
He makes
that's what I'm
movies.
saying.
He
Where,
produces
is he like
movies.
a D-rate actor?
No, he's
'Cause
not
I've
an
never
actor.
heard of
He's
that
not an
name
actor.
again.
He never stayed in the acting.
Oh, he just produces and stuff.
He
Yeah, he
produces
probably
and
does all
stuff.
that
Yeah, a
behind
lot
the
of those
scenes.
guys. Only I think
He
only
was in
one guy.
wasn't he in the Ovaltine, real Ovaltine commercials a long time ago?
That I don't
He was
know.
first
I
in
didn't hear
commercials.
that.
That's where he became
Yeah, that's where they
known.
get.
I can't remember what product.
Well, his aunt, you know, here's a
I'm gonna look
good
it up.
story. They said his aunt was June Billingsley. Is that her name? No, what was it?
Peter
Leave at the Beaver.
Billingsley?
Who's Leave at the Beaver's mother?
Um,
Barbara
it's not
Billingsley.
Barbara,
Barbara
yeah.
Billingsley was his aunt.
That's his
Really?
aunt.
Yes.
Ward.
Ward.
Make you a little hard on the
Don't
beaver
be too
last
hard on
night.
the Beaver.
That
Yeah.
was the dirtiest thing they ever said on TV back then.
But there you go. That's where he got his start. He got his start somewhere under the Beaver. He worked under the Beaver.
That's what it was. Ward.
Ward.
That's funny stuff.
But there you go. So I got my Leave at
Speaking
the
of
Beaver.
things, though, and then just going back to another dark thing is talking about this. I don't know if it's suicide or what's going on with Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston's daughter.
Yeah,
it's another
yeah.
dark
We don't
issue
know
that we
yet.
don't want to talk about.
We
but
don't want to talk about it because we're trying to laugh.
no, we're trying to laugh, but it makes you.
No, but seriously,
it's upsetting
we
that
don't
she's-
know yet what's even happening.
Yeah.
So what's this?
I see
what
this
are you
out
rushing
She's
there.
in a
this week?
coma, right? Is
Yeah.
that the last we heard? We don't. It was induced by drugs or something, right?
Yeah,
don't
we
know
don't
yet.
know if she
They
did. They
that's
don't
what
know
I'm
what.
saying. It's a big
There's
mystery.
no.
Nah.
Other
Stay
than the fact
tuned
that
for
she
next
was,
week.
all
We'll
I
give you
heard was
the-
she was
the
face down
details.
in the tub. That's all I heard. So
Now she's in a coma.
yeah.
They
Wow.
said they put her in it to make her brain relax or something.
Oh wow. Wow. I mean,
That's
who
tough
did
thing.
that?
So she didn't have a
Who's
stroke.
they?
Probably the doctors.
Oh,
yeah,
the doctors
yeah.
did it. Wow. Wow.
I think that's what happened, but I don't
That's
know. A lot of
pretty bad.
speculation at this point. A lot of
Yeah.
It's
things
weird
are
though
going on.
when the parent dies first
Right.
and something happens to the kid, like
Yeah.
with Bruce Lee and his son Brandon Lee. The way that was one of the wildest ones that happened
Yep.
when a star dies and then his son becomes an actor. And I don't know if Whitney Houston's daughter was doing anything. I don't think so. But
Yeah.
when Brandon Lee did The Crow,
Yeah.
then he had the mysterious death too, with
Right.
there were all the conspiracies about what happened with him.
Wasn't
Yeah,
he doing
yeah.
the Bruce Lee movie? He was gonna. He was gonna do.
working
He's gonna
on it.
play
Yeah.
his father
Yeah.
in the Bruce Lee movie, and he actually ended up passing away. So
But they believe that there was a curse and stuff about the dragon and stuff.
Yeah. Well, he
Yeah.
got shot by a real bullet inside of. Supposedly, he's supposed to be a.
Pelican.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
something went on there.
Yeah.
Very strange death. Yeah, you're right though. Then when one strange death leads to the other one, you really start wondering.
But who'd have thought that she wouldn't outlive her father? I mean, her father's been known to.
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown. It's been known to all the drugs and everything, and then you see this poor kid that's just not getting any support. So I feel
Yeah,
bad
a lot
for
of
him.
the kids though with parents like that in general, must have been a bad situation to grow up in right from the get-go. And
Oh
probably
yeah,
was
that's
doomed
not
from the
really.
beginning.
Yeah.
No, it's she was behind the eight ball, the poor kid. That's what's so upsetting about it. Is she didn't
Right.
really seem like she had a choice. Seems like her mother was the rock in her life, and that's just bad.
Rock is a good word for her mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Huh.
used to smoke it.
Yeah.
Cook it and smoke it. Cook dinner.
So he's,
Seriously.
he could always get.
Oh, yeah, I'm
no,
sure a
it's
lot
true.
of that-
It's
laugh
true.
about it.
Well, a lot of
It
them
is,
are
it's
genetics,
there.
though.
Whitney Houston was such an incredible
Talent.
Talent.
singer. Her
Oh,
voice was
my God,
unbelievable.
yeah.
Yeah.
She made Mariah Carey look terrible. How good she was,
Right.
And boy, she met the wrong person and just went.
Yeah.
Right down. Quick too.
Yeah, even Michael Jackson. You can't even get into that, but same thing.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
a downward spiral from people that were, held up so high when it came to the entertainment industry.
Yep, a lot of them seem to just, what is it, crash and burn. That's
Yeah.
what happens to them. They go up so high, and then all of a sudden, down they go.
You know, like say you're singing in front of a stadium full of people. That's not enough of a high of itself.
I know. Yeah.
That you have to like drown it out so much that you don't remember the night or the tour.
Yeah.
All the musicians, even actors and actresses, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's actors are probably a little different, unless you're on stage. I mean, because you're not really you're just in front of camera.
No, but I guess you get the high of a shopping mall. There's 10,000 people. Once they find out who's there, then everybody in the place is chasing you around. And,
yeah, you get that
maybe
you
probably want to hide from that. No, seriously.
No, you do. A lot of people are
like
incognito.
No,
That's why they don't
like
like the paparazzi showing them in all these.
They don't like the attention. My father's in Montana.
Yeah.
And every week he tells me, "Hey, I was at the gym today. I just saw Glenn Close down there. I saw Brooke Shields, John Mayer. Everybody's hiding out in these nice little mountain towns just to get away from people. Where even when they know that when people do discover them out there, they don't jump on them. You actually meet them as people, and they can be themselves."
Yeah.
Well, doesn't Kenny Chesney rent an island just so he can write? So there's nobody around. That's what I heard, that he gets on an island. He's out there so he could just kind of let his mind, instead of people coming up to him all the time, because he can't just go to a regular beach because everybody would be like, hey, he's probably got this master song coming out, and they're like, hey,
Or you can't go to the beach like with that girl that knows you in the background.
That one. She said she know you.
No, the girl on the right knew you. She said, I know this guy. She says, look at the picture really closely.
That was the guy in the background. I thought you knew.
That's right.
In the background.
That was the one. But you knew her and him, right?
I just wanted to be incognito.
Oh,
Hiding.
Oh, God, this guy makes me laugh. This is going to be fun. But yeah.
So back to Super Bowl, one final thing.
No, wait a second. Before we get back to Super Bowl, all that stuff, we got to talk about it again because we wanted to get out there. You got your boys playing. Well, I mean, obviously, Little A's going to Sheehan, but Vikings. You got a Gronk jersey?
That's right.
And that's going to be
auctioned.
Auction. There you go.
Right.
We're going to have some jersey auctioning pretty soon for the Vikings.
And you're gonna get a website, or not a website, but an email that people can start.
It's true.
Yeah, and we're gonna have we're gonna get the take on Facebook and stuff like that. I mean, it's on there, but we'll get it on there.
No, we're just forming, a new board for the Wallingford Vikings. I'd like to welcome aboard Pete Salmecki. We're really proud to have him with us. He's going to be a great leader for us. He's going to make a lot of good things happen. And, from there, we're going to start to plan and get ideas for doing fundraising for the squad. And we'll definitely have it on the show and give you lots of news and updates as where and when. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Yeah, sounds strong.
Yeah. And like we say every week, if you guys want to get on, you can go to my website, WilliamJGannon.com. That's WilliamJGannon.com. You can ask, we'll try to get some guests coming on we're going to start getting some guests on. Next week you probably won't be here, but you're going to be at a show. So
Yeah, I'll be at the Fantasy Phenom for WFAN. I'm going to try one more time to get on WFAN, have my own show. Give it a shot. I got to the semifinals a couple of years ago. This year, I'm determined to get there.
All right. So we're pretty much out of time, but we'll see you guys later. It's been a great week. We'll see you next week.
It's the king of roast beef. Hey, Vinny.
All right. Take it easy.